How are we doing? Hope you're doing well. I'm rushing. Make sure I'm live for you guys. On time. Am I on time? We'll get into what I want to discuss. I got an agenda for this evening. Stuff I need to update you guys on, but I'm going to make sure we are live before we go any further. I don't mind talking to myself, as you know, but I'd rather talk to you guys. So, see if I can find my channel. Oh, here we go. I've had a notification. Talking to myself. Look at the state of me. Right, I'm all blotchy. I've just come out of the shower. Okay, so. Yeah, how are we doing, guys? Yeah, so I got a few things I want to discuss with you guys tonight. Okay, I got my notes. All right, so fill you in on what I've been playing. Update on my employment status. I want to talk about Star Wars Outlaws. And literally, what time is it? About 5 minutes ago, while I was getting ready for this stream, I've noticed there's a trailer for a new Kong video game. Okay, and if I was to pitch, it looks very promising, right? If I was to pitch a Kong game, it looks like they've nailed it. Okay, so we'll discuss. Again, I only watched half of it with the audio on, so it looks really, really good. Okay, and then I've got, it's gonna drop this again. Look how shiny I am. Look how clean and shiny your boy Tony is. Hello, if anyone's watching. Welcome to Monday Night Live with Big Tony. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great week. Oh, there's something else I wanted to talk about as well. I don't need to write it down. I'm slotting this. I'm adding this to tonight's agenda. Okay, it's kind of advice, really. I've ordered quite a few things on the old byeeeee, on the old eBay. Okay, and I paid for something. I won a bid, basically. It's the first time this has ever happened. So my new job, I'm working Monday to Friday, like my last job, but this is 8 till 5, so I'm out within the time slot that Every deliver, you know, the company Every. And I won the bid, and I've just checked today. They need it to be signed for, but when I read the description, whenever it says Royal Mail, for example, signed for, I don't buy it, I don't bid, I don't want to do business with that person. I understand, but because I'm never in Monday to Friday when these guys are delivering, I know it's a waste of the time. It's a bit of a faff, isn't it? So this seller didn't say it needed to be signed for, so I've won the bid. It's only a £15 game for the GameCube, and I messaged the seller basically saying, I've had one failed attempt, so I've got another 2. They'll try to deliver it tomorrow, I'm assuming. I won't be in. They'll try to deliver it Wednesday. I won't be in. Then it gets returned to the sender. The sender says returns not accepted. So, update, as it stands now, I've just messaged the seller saying I wasn't aware that I had to sign for it. I don't know anyone on my street. I couldn't change the address as well, actually, to my mother's who lives up the road. It has to be someone on my street. I'm not going to go knock on everyone's door to say, look, can you stay in all day tomorrow and sign something for me? No, I can't do that. I mean, that's rude. If someone asked me to do that, I'd be like, no, I don't think so, kind of thing. So I don't know where I stand. I haven't had a reply. To be fair, I've only just messaged the person. They could be in work all week as well. But they should, I think, say needs to be signed for. There's loads of CDs, video game soundtracks I want. But I don't buy them because they need to be signed for, okay? And it's not that expensive anyway. So I'll keep you updated on that, okay? Right. Let's start then. What have I been playing? Not a lot this week, I gotta be honest. Yeah, so I'll give you an update. Yes, I'm still playing Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising. Anyone knows my channel, I am going to, it's a challenge, mind, get to be my favourite character in this game up to level 500. And she is now 204, I think. But I'm noticing now, every time you level up, seems to be going in tens. So like last week I was in the 190s. I was getting so much XP per win, and I have to do certain moves. I know how the fighting games work, but it seems I need to get more every time to level up. I need more XP, so I didn't realize that when I said. But I'm still gonna do it, guys. This game, I won't get to level 500 this year. I'd be amazed. I got a full-time job now, so yeah, I don't. But I'm loving this game. I am starting to explore the rest of the roster as well, just for a little break. I'll do like 2 arcade modes with 2B, then I'll get Gran up to level 8 or something like that. So mixing it up, but fantastic game. Still potential to be game of the year. Okay. Right, what else have I been playing? Only 2 other games, okay, that I'm pretty sure it's only been 2 other games. I'm kind of on a... Right, Rossi? Sorry. I'm kind of on a bit of a come down on... because I've loved Rise of the Ronin so much, okay? I'm like almost in a bit of a come down one. I don't know what to play. And I will actually need... I'm going to talk about this Star Wars game. So I'm kind of... Don't want to get into another big RPG, an epic game, before Star Wars. Okay, so we'll talk a bit more about Star Wars in a sec. Okay, so the old Xbox has been having a bit of love the last week. So I'm half playing Rainbow Six 3. Fantastic game. I think I was talking about this last week. I like the graphics. I know they're dated, but I think they're going to age well. If you played these games, you've got the nostalgia attached to these games. There's still something there. Very, very good. Excellent game. I'd give that game a solid 8 out of 10, I would. So I'm getting back into my first-person shooters. And I think I've said it before. I think the first-person shooters peaked on the Xbox, as far as I'm concerned. It was probably my favourite genre of game when the Xbox was current gen, okay? And then yesterday, I had a blast playing this. I've never played it before. Area 51. And it's got it wasn't what I was expecting. It's got the alien. I haven't actually encountered an alien yet. It's more like zombies outbreak in an massive underground facility that happens to be called Area 51. But what a cool concept this game is. If you haven't played it before, I would say it's a cross between Fear and Halo. That's probably the best way I would... If I was to tell myself what's it like, that's pretty much what it's like. I love the fact as well that you can... It's kind of a spoiler, but this game's been out long enough. It's really cool. I'm at the point where I can switch between... So I've got a health gauge, and I've got like another gauge where I can turn into alien mode, like infected mode, where I become like all the enemies glow red, so you can see them a lot better, and you kind of maul them kind of thing. So you're like almost like beast mode, or then you can change back into human mode and you got your guns kind of thing. Really, really impressive, and a very good looking game as well. So that kept me entertained for most of my game time yesterday. Okay, really good. I don't think this is... I know Rainbow Six, I think that's around about 50 pence or a pound. Definitely worth that. I think this is around about the £2 mark. Definitely worth that. I've had my money's worth already with that, okay? So yeah, I'm very impressed with that. I'm gutted I didn't play it when it first came out, but you couldn't play everything, could you? Okay, so that's what I've been playing. What's next on the agenda? New job. Your boy Tony has got himself a job. So I wasn't out of work too long. Like, I think I counted 2.5 weeks. I was coming back from a medical appointment, let's say. I was in the car with my mum. So I'm okay. And phone goes, isn't it? I'm on the way home, and it's a bit pushy, I suppose. You still looking for work? I was like, yeah, still looking. When can you start? Where are you now? And I was thinking, none of your fucking business where I am now. I said, I'm on my way home. Can you start tomorrow? I said, yes, I can start tomorrow, no problem. Are you sure now? I got other people. If you can't start tomorrow, I got other people if you're not interested. I was like, yes. Like, what part of yes, I can start tomorrow? Don't you understand? Right, where are you? And I was like, on my way home. When will you be home? I was like, all right, in about 10 minutes. Really, this guy was stressed out. I understand why he was so stressed out. I'll tell you in a sec. So he's like, all stressed. And he goes, right, I need you to go home. Phone me when you get home. So I phoned him back in like 10 minutes. So I had to see to my dog and stuff like that. Then he's like, right, I need you to log into this account, create an account, log into this, blah, 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 fill your bank details in. What ID have you got? And I was like, what ID do you need, mate? Passport. I said, I haven't got a passport. I got national insurance, birth certificate. And I had them right there because I've been applying for so many jobs. Basically, did all that and started the next day. And it's funny enough, it's behind. I didn't know it was there. I worked in this company, an auction company. It's closed down now. For about 9-10 months, something like that. And it's behind there. And all that time, I had no idea this building even existed. Okay, so I've worked there before. I know my way there. But boy, what a difference! It's full time, much better money. I've worked out. I'm earning 120, 130 pound more a week than I was in my last job because it's full time. So it's I've only been there 3 days, okay? So it's unusual starting a new job. But the reason the guy was so stressed is because they're struggling to keep people there. I don't know why. One guy went for his lunch break and didn't come back. Another guy was sick all the time, so I had to get rid of him. Another guy said he'd start and was a no-show. So it makes sense why they were so stressed out, you know? So yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's a what am I doing? It's what's my title? I'm like an operative basically in a warehouse, but it's not like workwear, like high-vis vests. I'm the guy that prints puts the labels on. So whatever company we got the label, the stickers or whatever. Like say it's Tekken 8, I'd be the one putting the t-shirt down and pressing that, and you got targets, and yeah, I'm enjoying it, okay? And the guys working there, what a difference. Like, this tells me I'm in a good place, right? Is I held the door open for someone. It caught me off guard because of how bad I've been treated in my last job, but I just used to put up with it. You get used to being treated disgustingly. So, and the member of staff's walking behind you, hold the door open for you. Cheers, mate. Oh, you're new here, what's your name? And I was almost taken aback because in my last job I was working in a gym. I'll say David Lloyd Gym, and you hold the door open like for the manager, and she won't say nothing. She'll just blank you. I was like, you feel like saying, I'll fucking let the door close in your face next time then. I mean, it's like manners. My mum's brought me up. Manners are free. Okay, so that's my employment update. Okay, and it's weekly pay and overtime. It's double pay. So, yeah, much better. I'll be doing all the overtime I can get my hands on, okay? Okay, on to the next thing then. So, Star Wars Outlaws, okay. This is something I've kind of thrown in last minute. So that's coming out, I think it's the 30th, okay? I've seen 2 dates, but I've kind of... I don't normally pre-order games unless it's like the last game. Well, the 3 games I've pre-ordered is Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat 1, Street Fighter 6. Hello. You'd be talking about Street Fighter. Come up and say hello. Oh, look, it's a dog. I got a dog. You okay? Anything to say? You're live on YouTube. Oh, was that a kiss? Oh. Yeah, he's been good because he's had me home, hasn't he, for the last couple of weeks? So he's a bit thing now. He's been loving having me all to himself, but he's good and chill. I thought he'd be well, not as good as this, you know, because normally I'm home from work at 12:30 in the morning or afternoon, whatever it is. But he's He's got to have his food, basically, by the time I get home from work. And they let you go early as well. I've been getting out of there 10 minutes before I finish. And I'm still getting paid. So half of my journey home, I'm still on the clock kind of thing. Right, where were we? So, Star Wars Outlaws, okay. So, I haven't pre-ordered it. I don't normally pre-order games unless they're fighting games, the big fighting games, okay? Like King of Fighters, actually, as well. So, the big 4 fighting games, in my opinion. King of Fighters, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken. I've pre-ordered the latest, all 4 of them, okay? And I normally treat myself to, like, either the top tier game or the second thereabout, like kind of a special edition, all right? And so this Star Wars game, I love my Star Wars, okay? And when was the last time we had a console open world Star Wars game, okay? And everything I've seen looks fantastic. So as far as I'm aware, open world is Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox a long time ago. And this looks like a new story set, like I've seen Jabba the Hutt, Tatooine. I've seen a load of cool, like, stormtroopers. It looks like you're on a Death Star or some kind of hidden base. It looks like it's got stealth elements. I've always thought, how amazing would an Assassin's Creed style game be in the Star Wars universe, okay? So I kind of not that excited, but it's like a week Friday it's coming out, okay? And I've seen prices from £55 for the basic. I think it's like Mortal Kombat 1. If you buy the mid to top tier, you get to play it 3 days early. There's no point because I'll be in work, okay? But it's nearly every single video I've seen is like people getting excited because of how bad they think the game's going to be. So I've done a bit of research. I've looked into it. And again, this is where, correct me if I'm wrong, the only thing people... Okay, settle down. The only thing people I've got an issue with is how the female lead character looks. So I'm like, all these positive things, right? Again, I might be completely off the mark. Let me know in the comments if anyone's watching this and knows what I don't know. Somebody's price. Okay, so the basic version is £55, either in Amazon, or I think it's around £55-60 in game. Okay, here in the UK. That's the normal price. Then the mid tier, you get like a Jabba the Hutt mission or something, and you get to play the game early. That's 80-90 quid, and some other cosmetics and stuff like that. I've seen another one if you got Disney Channel. If you've subscribed to the Disney Channel, you get something like the tail on your like sidekick, like your little dog kind of thing. So there's that. And then there's the top tier. I haven't looked at the top tier, right? So I'm looking at the entry level, the £55 kind of mark, okay? Is all this hate because they don't like the look of the female character? Because the graphics look great. As far, again, my research, again, I might be wrong. I think it's the same game engine as they used for that Pandora game. I didn't like that Pandora game, but visually I could knock it, okay? I just didn't, I wasn't feeling it, okay? I borrowed that game, I didn't buy it, okay? I borrowed it off my nephew, shout out my nephew, okay? So I don't know, is it, I think it's a, oh, I can see Rossi in the background, look. Funny one. Rossi, I can see you. I can see you. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I don't get it. Someone please let me know if you see this video. And so if it's the price can't be a problem because you're getting an open world Star Wars game for the going rate, okay? And if it's the £90 to pay it 3 days early and all this stuff, newsflash, you haven't got to buy that version of the game. And if you don't like the look of it, you haven't got to buy the game. It just seems like it's almost, it's a negative side, toxic side to YouTube maybe, where it's cool to hate on something. But I've seen the reviews of people that they flew out, or some people have had like 2 hours gameplay. Um, and they seem positive, and I trust some of these YouTubers, okay? They'd lose their credibility. If they say it's an amazing game, nobody's saying it's amazing. They're saying it's like a 7 or 8 out of 10. Because it's set in the Star Wars, that 7, 8 out of 10 for me has got the potential to be a 9 out of 10. Because I love... Star Wars has always been part of my life. Always has been, okay? I watch Star Wars, a Star Wars movie, probably twice a week. Almost since I've been born, okay? So I'm in the hundreds of times. I love everything about Star Wars, okay? So these people would lose... If they say it's great and it's another Cyberpunk... Everyone, in my opinion, everyone should unsubscribe from that person because they're what they call a paid shill. So I think it's just cool. It's the fashion kind of YouTube to hate because it's cool and someone's getting views because they're hating on it. It's cool to be negative about it. But guys, we're getting an open world Star Wars game. And it's made by a AAA company. It's Ubisoft, isn't it? You might not like their sales practices when it comes to add-ons and things like that. But newsflash, you're still going to be able to play the base game. I'm probably not going to pre-order it. I'm probably going to want to watch maybe some live streams. Then I'll make my mind up. But I'm very excited. I've seen much more positive things than negative. Most of the things I've seen, just visual and what I've heard, is positive, okay? So again, am I wrong? What am I missing? That's what I want you guys to let me know, okay? And Kong Survivor Instinct. I think that's what it's called. So there's going to be it's a shame it's not Godzilla, okay? But there's a King Kong, and it's canon. It's set, I think, after one of the King Kong versus Godzilla, or Godzilla versus... It's set after one of those movies where the city's falling apart and it looks like a 2D side-scrolling... Do you know, like, Disaster Report? There's an earthquake and the city's falling apart and you've got to survive. It's that, but it's King Kong and other kaijus are in it as well. So it looks really good, and I'm hoping my boy Godzilla will make an appearance because it's in that universe. I know it's probably licensing or something like that, but you never know. You never know. So that's the... Yeah, I literally can't say more because I've just seen, and it was on Instagram, like in a minute. I don't know when it's coming out. I'm going to do a bit more research, and that's going to be something to keep an eye on. It doesn't look like it's a AAA. It might be... it's not quite indie. It looks better than that, but I like my 2D survival kind of games, you know. Okay then, so the other thing I wanted to do, okay, time to get my glasses on. I've done, I think it was last week I did a questionnaire, didn't I? Okay. So I can do another questionnaire. I think I said last week I was going to do it. I've got 10 questions. I've kind of gone online and looked up gaming questionnaires, but some of them were find out if you've got a gaming addiction, and they were like, would you steal to fund your gaming habit and stuff. So it's not that kind of questionnaire. But I've spent about 30 minutes yesterday researching some interesting questions. So I've got the questionnaires, 10 questions, the best questions I thought, and I'm going to tag 2 other channels, and they can do a VR if they want to, okay? But I ask, if you do a VR, if you're not tagged, it's an open tag anyway, okay? But if you can tag at the end 2 other YouTube channels, yeah, let's get a bit of a thing going, okay? It's just for fun. Okay, you don't have to. I'm not saying you've got to do it or anything like that, okay? So how long have we been going for? 23 minutes. So I'll try and do this as quickly as I can, but apologies in advance for the wafflage you might hear, okay? So Tony's Gamer Questionnaire. Question number 1. What type of games do you like to play? Fighting games, first-person shooters, RPGs, and my new genre is survival horror. I really am digging that Resident Evil 2 remake. Has left this, it stayed with me. You know, it's a fantastic game. I love the pace of it. One amazing game. Okay. Question number 2: how much time on average do you spend playing video games? Normally, I'd say about 8 hours a week. Thought I was gonna say 8 hours a day then, didn't you? On average, yeah. So I'm not on holidays. Like now, I'm back working full time. Most of my gaming will be Saturday late afternoon, early evening. So it might be like 4 hours on a Saturday, 3 hours on a Sunday, and whenever here and there. I play probably every other day. I might play a little bit tonight, or I'll watch a movie, or I just started watching a new anime actually. So every other night on average. But it works out around about 8 hours. But when I was playing Rise of the Ronin, I was between jobs, so I could easily play that game 8 hours a day. I've still got it in me to put 8 solid hours into a game a day, you know. Question number 3: do you think video games can be educational? Yes, I do. I don't think all games are right. There's nothing you're going to learn playing every single game out there, okay? But for things like muscle memory, like with fighting games, remembering combos and stuff like that, that is good for your memory. The two answers I got. So the answer is yes. Do I think games can be educational? So an example, right, is Assassin's Creed Syndicate, that's set in London, right? I've been to Buckingham Palace after I'd played Assassin's Creed about 10. That's my favourite Assassin's Creed Syndicate, okay? And there is, if you didn't know, there's a mission in Buckingham Palace. And as I was walking in there with my mum, it was like an award thing for my mum, and she asked me to go with her. And as you go in through, like, it is literally the red carpet. You go in through, like, you go through like this big arch thing, and then you're inside Buckingham Palace. But just before we got in, and I was like, this is exactly the same as Assassin's Creed. So I said to my mum has been there before, right? But it's the first time I've ever been there in reality. I said, oh my God, look. I said to my mum, right, I bet you when we go in here now, there's going to be stairs that way, up, and both of them turn to the left, or whatever I said. And she went in, have you been here before then? Have you been here before? I said, no, it's in the video game. So, yes, definitely can be educational. And also, another game I want to shout out is Celeste. So, if you didn't know, it's an indie game. I think it's PS4 exclusive. It might be on the Xbox, I'm not sure. But I got it on the PlayStation 4. But Celeste is the mountain that you climb. But it stayed with me. So, in the best, it's probably in my top 20 games of all time. That's a big claim, okay? Because it deals with mental health. Well, not a lot of games, they don't tend to go anywhere near mental health. But it taught me that, how do I explain? It taught me that it's normal to have issues in mental health and anxiety and these negative thoughts. It's a fantastic game, guys. But it basically taught me it's okay. But I've had counselling, but that would have been a great game before I had my counselling. It really would have been a fantastic game to play. You know, how it teaches me, or taught me, it would have taught me, because I already knew this from my counselling, it's important to talk to people. It's okay to talk to people. So do I think video games can be educational? I know I've waffled a bit there, okay? It's a big fat yes, okay? Question number 4. What don't you like about video games? What I don't like, I like pretty much everything about video games, right? But what I don't like is people who think video games are a waste of time. And a lot of people think video games are a waste of time are these same people who have got their routine where I'm thinking of some members of my family who used to think video games are a waste of time. They'll come home from work, they'll watch fucking Emmerdale Farm, then they'll watch Coronation Street, then they'll watch EastEnders, then they'll watch whatever's on. You know, they got like 2.5 to 3 hours routine. There's nothing wrong with routine, but that's not a waste of time. But I haven't got a TV license. I do not watch telly, okay? I won't. Even with the Olympics, I didn't watch any live TV in case there's anyone from the BBC watching. I didn't watch any unless it was at my mum's house, because there were some races I had to watch, okay? But my mum pays a TV license, okay? So what's the difference in sitting down playing a game for 2 hours to watching TV for 2 hours? You're both relaxing. You're both having a bit of escapism, isn't it? So I just think that's what I don't like. But I've learned it doesn't. You're entitled to your opinion, okay? If you're watching my little channel, okay, you're probably going to be a gamer. Most people watching my channel are going to be a gamer, okay? Maybe you're not. Maybe you stumbled across my channel and like people waffling and wafflage and all that stuff, you know. That's what I don't like. There are still some people, like I was speaking to someone I never forget when I was working in this factory, and I said, well, who do you support in football? Oh, I don't support football. I don't like sport. It's crap. Okay. Video games? Do you play video games? Video games for kids. So I thought, what sport do you like? I like any sport. I thought, fuck, I've got to work 10 hours with this guy. So, okay, we'll work in silence for the next 10 hours. It was boring. I made sure I wasn't working with that person ever again, put it that way, okay? But some people are just narrow-minded. Video games, waste of time. They're not the waste of the time. Question number 5. How much do you spend on video games? Hard question. I want to say per month, rounded up per month, probably an average of £100 a month. I might go, like I spent a bit more than that, I think, the last month. I've treated myself to some, I'm talking about video games like soundtracks, stuff like that I've been getting into lately. Probably about £100. Like, I might not go game hunting with my mates for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I'll catch up. I might see a Holy Grail or something like that. So it's probably an average, yeah, I'd say about £100 a month, I think. Okay. Question number 6. What's your favourite games console? Now, I did do a thing before where I said the PlayStation 3 was my favourite, based on the games that came out, like Street Fighter 4, King of Fighters 13, Grand Theft Auto 5, The Last of Us, okay? But if I'm being really honest, it's tied between 2. Now, it's the PlayStation 5. So, I think every single game I just said, I can play on the PlayStation 5. Street Fighter 4, yes, digital, on the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4 store. The Last of Us, remastered, on the PlayStation 5. GTA, obviously you can play that on the PS5. What other game? King of Fighters has just recently, well, the last 4-6 months, King of Fighters 13's come out, strictly limited, or one of those. I got it up there, okay. So I can play all the games I thought on the PS3, even better, and I can stream them as well on the PS5. And you know what? The other one tied is the Xbox at the moment, okay. I'm just showing, it might be GameCube in a month, but I'm just showing my Xbox quite a lot of love recently, you know. So really am enjoying getting back into those kind of genre games and playing games that I never had, never played back in the day, you know. Question number 7. What is your favourite video game? You should know by now. It was close between Street Fighter 4, wasn't it? But I gotta be honest, it's got to be this game here. Capcom vs SNK 2. So I've got all 3. I haven't got the Dreamcast version because I don't own a Dreamcast. I told the story before. Bought it by accident. The best accident of my entire life. Thought I was picking up Marvel vs Capcom 2 in the 4 for £20, because that was in the 4 for 20. This game got me back into fighting games in a big way, and this is the original copy I had back in the day. That's why I've left that sticker on there. I've got it on the Xbox. It looks the best on the Xbox, but the GameCube is my favourite version. It doesn't quite look... If they were doing a side-by-side... I played this game so many times, okay, over the years. It looks better on the Xbox. A tiny bit better. Like, the background is a bit more detailed. The detail pops a bit more. But on the GameCube, it's more fluid. There's like a bit of a pause, almost distracting how long the pause is between rounds. But on this, it's much quicker. That's the best of the 3 versions. Okay, so we're going to get one. I strongly recommend getting the GameCube copy. Okay, if that disc got scratched or something, or got damaged, I'd have to order one straight away. And you know, I'm tempted, right? If I see it in the wild, just to buy another copy. Because I know that's my happy place. Capcom vs SNK 2 is really good for me. I think I've done it before. I was having a stressful day. I can't remember what the problem was. Anxiety, hadn't slept, and it was a Friday. I stuck that game on. You could tell in my voice at the start of the stream. It was one of those streams, you know, I point the camera at the telly. And you could hear after like 3 or 4 minutes, my mood picked up. And by the end of it, I couldn't remember what the problem was. I was back to my usual happy self, you know. So that's easily, the more I think about it, because it's good for me, that game. That's like medicine, okay? The doctor should be able to prescribe, he gives people tablets to feel like that, you know, and I've got it in a form of a video game. Question number 8, we're nearly there, guys. Question number 8, what's your favourite video game movie? Oh yeah, I got these here as well. It's got to be Street Fighter 2, the animated movie. That's outstanding, okay? But it's closely being followed by Cage Match, Mortal Kombat Legends. If you haven't seen that, that is hilarious. You probably all watched that or seen some cutscenes of that. This is just so funny. I think that's going to age well. It's probably, yeah, it is that. That's number 1. I don't think this will overtake that, but it is a close second, okay? I was so surprised how good that movie was. So funny, you know. Who's your favourite video game character? I was going to go, I grew up with Chun-Li and Ryu and stuff like that. But it's King from King of Fighters. She is so much fun to play as. To be in Soul Calibur 6 and Grand Blue Fantasy vs Rising is fantastic. But King, I wish there was a way when I'm playing King of Fighters or Capcom vs SNK 2 where when I pick a team, it couldn't just be King 3 times, do you know what I mean? But then that'd make the game too easy because I absolutely have a ton of fun playing as King. Pazzaman90, what is occurring? Long time no speak. It's my fault because I haven't been streaming as much, have I? Who are you? I'm late, but I will watch from the start soon. Oh, thank you very much. Much appreciated. All good, all good. I have talked about it earlier on, but your boy's got a new job, so I'm back on the employment scene. Much better money, more hours, better. Oh, the other thing I didn't say earlier on, my last job I had to get up at 4:30 in the morning, and now I got to get up. The alarm went off at 20 to 7, so it's almost, well, over 2 hours lying. Do you know what I mean? What a difference. Do you know what I mean? I'm better money, so you can't fault it. It's a bit of a ride to get there, but I've done it before. I'm a little bit concerned. You know, when it's like the really cold days, the -5 days, where I remember coming home from work some days, my hands, I can't feel my hands because they're so cold. But that's only like a week. And if I remember, when I was working in the auction house in front of this, where I'm working now, I was working nights. So, of course, it's going to be colder when I'm coming back and forward to work because it's dark, you know. Pazzaman90, congrats, mate. Good news. Glad you're feeling better as well. Yes, all good. All positive vibes. Better dollar as well. Ching ching. Yes. Double time, overtime. It does mean I got to go in on my days off, but I'm not going to 20 odd pound an hour. Yeah, I'll just be thinking, I'm gonna buy this game, I'm gonna buy this game, I'm gonna buy this. Yeah, so yeah, all good in the hood. Right, yeah, so what was I saying? So who's my favourite video game character? It's King. Who am I? I didn't grow up with King. Like when I discovered Capcom versus SNK 2, the best accident of my entire life. It took me a couple of years of playing it because our roster is massive. I was sticking with my comfort zone, my Street Fighter characters, you know. So I don't know when I started playing as King and just loving everything about that character, you know. But yeah, easy answer is King from King of Fighters. Okay. Number 10. Question number 10. What's your least favourite type of game? I like sport games, right? But do you know, it's something in games. It's in Mortal Kombat 1 as well, or some of the Mortal Kombat games. It's button mashers. I fucking hate button mashers. I remember one of the Olympic games that was on the Sega Master System. And you got a button tap. I got really slow twitch fibers. And my brother, he was Welsh record holder. He swam in the Commonwealth Games and stuff. So he was a sprinter. He was the fastest kid in his class at running, swimming, you name it, he was the guy. And so when it comes to video games, he was lightning fast. I've always struggled with anything fast. So that put me off sports games for a long time. But then all about button mashing. And then obviously, you know, the test you might in Mortal Kombat 1, for example. I fucking hate. And you gotta mash. I can't. That's almost a game breaker. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to play that game. I just wish you could just turn that shit off. I know you can on story mode, I think, on Mortal Kombat 1, if I remember right. But whenever that comes up in Invasions or something like that, for example, I'm like, fuck, it's so annoying, you know? So any button mashers, no. Okay, so that was 10 questions. So Tony's Gamer Questionnaire, okay? Now, the last thing I'm going to do is tag 2 channels, okay? You haven't got to do it, just for fun, and I'd be interested to hear your answers, okay? So the first channel I'm going to tag is Access Area 6. So I know you do live streaming as well, if you watch this video, okay? I'd be very interested to see your 10 answers. Because again, you're a different generation again to me, you know. So yeah, I'd be very interested. But a lot of your collection is, you got amazing fighting games in your collection. So I'm very curious to see some of your answers. Okay, so Access Area 6, you're tagged, and Retro Red Steve. I probably know after watching your channel the answers to quite a few of these questions, but I think it'd still be interesting for me and for everyone else to see our answers. So Access Area 6 and Retro Red Steve, you two have been tagged. Okay, again, it's not the end of the world, you haven't got to do it, okay, but that's your homework if you do choose to do it, okay guys? There we are, we'll cut it off there. Thanks for hanging out, Pasman90 as always. Yeah, hope you have a great week. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Bye.